Okay, so here we're at the 1-year anniversary rally for the Teamsters being locked out. So yeah, I'm just doing a panning shot as I always do. Now the rally is going to actually be held down there. Just do a close-in shot, and we're getting more and more unions stopping by. So it's the first shot I'm doing.
Well, what are we doing? And I said, well, it's your money.
IOW here, and
I would have known you this over the later, but
She probably privacy.
I didn't bring it.
Jerry, Black, where are you? Okay, thank you everyone for coming out today. And before we kind of the agenda is, once we are done here, we're going to walk and march. I would like everybody to take a black balloon before they leave this area, and we're going to march down J. Combs, along Bathgate, up Sweden Way, and then line up along Bridgeport as a show of solidarity and let the general public see us. This is made possible because the RCMP are going to help guide the traffic, since it is a little bit treacherous down Bathgate. And thank you to the City of Richmond for helping us out again with this rally. Thank you very much. First off, I want to thank all of our union supporters that are out here today, our friends and our family, and as we come together and mark 1 year on the picket line. I was hoping this would not be something we'd have to do, but to date we have not been successful in getting a collective agreement. I want to thank the BC Fed for assisting us in today and helping with the setup, and they've been very supportive all the way along, and I know there's many here that are affiliated with them, so thank you again. And unfortunately, Jim Sinclair and Irene Lansinger were not able to attend today. They're just coming out of the CLC meeting or convention. But I would like to read a portion of the letter that they sent in support of the workers that are out here still on the picket line today. And I'll be posting this letter online for all of you to read once we are done with this rally. From Jim Sinclair, President of the BC Federation of Labour, Irene Lansinger, Secretary-Treasurer. The fight of a small group of workers against a giant corporation like IKEA is too important for us to lose, as what happens at IKEA in Richmond is sure to happen with every large corporation that does business in our province. From the BC Federation of Labour, thank you for staying strong, and thank you for fighting this fight to protect the integrity of good jobs here in our province. Stay strong and keep fighting, and we will stand with you. And I think that's a very fitting introduction to today's rally. On behalf of Teamsters Local 213, Mike Levenson is going to say a few introductory words. He's quite excited to be doing this. Yes, you are. Either Ford. Here you go.
Yeah, I got this call today. What time? Yeah. Out walking the dog. Got to come to the rally that I wasn't really aware of, but I'm glad to be here, and I'm actually glad to see all of you here and some familiar faces that I can look out and recognize. I don't really know what to say about this, to be honest. I've been a business rep. I'm in my 25th year. I've dealt with a lot of different employers in different industries, some of them very tough negotiators. But I think the difference between what's going on here and a normal negotiation is normally there's an intent to reach an agreement. I don't believe there ever was an intent to reach an agreement here. It was all about teaching people a lesson. I just got back from the States at a conference where they talked about a war on workers, which has been going on there for quite a few years and financed heavily by some multi-billionaires. And really, I don't see any difference between them and the people that are running this company. And it's really kind of a shame, because I think as I grew up, everybody had this idea about socialist Sweden and ideological Sweden, and then IKEA comes along and everybody thinks that, oh, IKEA, same kind of ideology. Well, they may have been that way back whenever, but they're sure as hell not that way anymore, if they ever were. And I gotta watch what I say, because I'm assuming this is being taped, and every time we say the wrong thing, these guys want to take us to court. But I'll tell you one thing that I just can't get out of my mind. If everybody remembers, a lot of you won't because you're too young, but the Second World War and Germany. What was one of the groups that they went after first? It was unions. What does it say about these guys here? They're going after a union, and I really personally don't understand what it is. Whenever I'm in a negotiation, we recognize a company that has difficulty and we negotiate understanding that. This company has no difficulty. This company, I think, what is, there's only 2 unionized locations, this one in Montreal. I believe they're just trying to teach everybody a lesson. It's a double-edged lesson. Teach you guys a lesson, and also let anyone else know that if they really are interested in organizing an IKEA, be prepared, because we are as anti-union and as anti-worker, and it's becoming sort of anti-middle class as anyone gets. I probably should stop, because this is where, if I really talk the way I normally talk, a lot of people will be in trouble. So it is the truth. The truth is, this is a shame that this is disrespectful. There's so many implications about this that all I can say is that I don't want to say it in the wrong way, but I'm saying I'm glad you guys had the jam to stay out here for the year. I myself, at the company I came from many years ago, was out on strike for 8 weeks. So I have some experience with labor, being as a part of a labor dispute, and I know over a period of time it gets more and more difficult. But you know, these people chose to lock you out. They were looking for the fight, as I think the employees all knew here during the term of the previous collective agreement. They were looking for a fight, and they set this up, and I think they thought you guys would all just break and back down and cave in, and unfortunately for them, here we are a year later, because they were wrong. And so I just want to say, I feel like saying congratulations, as ridiculous as it sounds in this situation, but I'm going to say it anyways, because I really don't know what else to say. All I can ask you to do is keep the fight up, and we'll see you on the picket line, and hopefully this thing is over with sooner than later. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike. Our next speaker is Harry Baines, MLA, NDP, labor critic. Thank you. He's also a regular visitor to our picket line, and many of you know him as just stopping by to see how things are going. Thank you, Harry. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I wish we didn't have to do this, as the previous speaker said. I visited the picket line here a few times. It breaks my heart that some of the people who are one of the lowest paid workers in the province, they're not the highest, they're not in the middle, or some of the lowest paid workers, having to fight to keep what they have. That is a shameful in this day and age in this province. And I can't find words to describe your courage, your commitment, the fight in you to last a year on a picket line, to fight for something that you believe in. I was on a picket line myself for 5 months, and I know there are days, there must have been days in your life when you're walking that picket line, you feel down, you feel discouraged, you feel disappointed. But it's that fight in you. And I could still remember that fight in me at that time, and my brothers and sisters that were with me at that time. It was that fight, not only to fight for what we had, to maintain what we had, and to protect our jobs. It is our commitment, our responsibility to those who will be coming behind us. That kept us going, and I know that's what's keeping you going as well. So I want to say thank you so much on behalf of all those workers in this province and everyone who's going to come here. It's not easy. It's not easy without a paycheck for a year, when you are especially on a paycheck to paycheck. And I want to thank your union for standing with you, all of the labor movement standing with you, to give you the hand, to give you the encouragement, give you the support that you need and deserve. But it's a message to the employer here. These people, all they want to do is come back to work with the respect and dignity. Give it to them. It's their right. What are you trying to do? It will be different. I've been on negotiations myself. There are some times when some companies show you that they are in need of having to fight you because they are not able to make the ends meet. In this situation, the owner is, what is it, 5th or 6th the richest person in the world? What's he trying to do, become the richest on the backs of the working people? That should not be allowed in this day and age in this world, especially in British Columbia here. So I say on behalf of my new leader, John Horgan, everyone from the NDP caucus, brothers and sisters, hang in there, stand together. It's the unity, it is the commitment that you have shown so far. That's what will get you to the winning line, and that's what will it take. And I'm with you, I'll be here. Hopefully it is over soon, but you know, if it takes you to take a little longer, you know you have a support behind you. So hang there, hang in there, and just finish this off the way you started, and you know, send a clear message to this guy here. You're here to fight, you're here till the end, and they can't break you. Thank you very much for inviting me, and just keep it up.
Thank you, Harry. Next, we have one of our own members who wishes to say some words of encouragement to her fellow co-workers. Jerry Black, long-term IKEA co-worker, home delivery team member. Thank you, Jerry.
Oh, God. They gave me a mic. Okay, I wrote some things down because anyone that knows me, I'll go on and on. I came to IKEA 15 years ago. I was a single mom. I still am. I didn't give them away. I almost had to a couple times with the hours game. I came for the benefits 15 years ago. It was a good company to work for. They offered a benefits package, and with children, you need that. And now 15 years later, that could be in jeopardy, and it sucks, for lack of a better word. It's hard to believe that 15 years ago, IKEA was a really bright spot for me, and now it's just become really dark. And this isn't just about IKEA or us, it's a lot to do about the labor force. The world's changing. It's become about numbers and not the people. The numbers don't run the world, it's the people that do. And the fight's not just about us. I've always, even when I didn't have the means to, if in the old days people used to care about their neighbors and take care of each other, which union again is another word for coming together. It's not just about work, it should be about everything in your life. Not all of us can be lawyers and doctors and rock stars. There's a lot more of us in the world, and it's us that run the world. We're the cashiers, we're the gas pumpers, we sell you your kitchens, we sell you your candles, you know, that the stuff that is everyday and people just take us for granted. My brother's actually a ticketed painter, and he had said to me once, well, you make pretty good money for what you do. I said, yeah. Do you want to do my job? Hell no, he says. I said, so would you do it for what I get paid? He said, no. I said, so, and I was making really good money. That was 15 years ago. Hasn't increased that much over the last 15 years. But even that's not the big picture. The big picture is we've had a lot of people that have had babies on the picket line, and people all love babies. They're so cute. They grow up. You have to think about what they're gonna do in 20 years, 30 years. I'd much rather them remember us and go, I'm glad that everybody stuck with it, because things would be really crappy right now. I don't want them to be saying, if they'd have just stuck through it, we wouldn't be all living on street corners. And there's a movie that just really reminds me of all of this. It's called The Hunger Games. And if we don't stick up for the next generation, you can welcome all of them to District 13, because there won't be a middle class. You're either going to be poor or you're going to be rich. We won't be here anymore. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Jerry. I think that is a really touching way to express what the group here is really feeling on this picket line. As I said, you know, we've come together today to mark 1 year, and on behalf of the Teamsters Local 213 IKEA members, I certainly thank all of you for coming out. These people have endured a lot over the last year. They've stayed strong in sickness and in health on the picket line. And this is a company that's looking to force some major concessions on them, and that is why they are still out here. I want to remind everybody that IKEA makes billions of dollars a year in profit, and now they seem to want to make more profit on the backs of their workers. IKEA says their offer is fair and generous, but it is full of concessions, and that will affect the daily lives of all of our members. These can include concessions to the benefits eligibility, where they're looking for an increase to the number of hours worked in order to get family benefits. They're also going to look for differences in the wage structure, which could see a worker take maybe 16 years to get to a top rate from the current 4. In the initial wage offer, they wanted to reintroduce a 2-tier wage system, which is highly unfair to the workers. They moved off that position and moved on to something that was equally as detrimental, which was this long-term wage progression. IKEA is not the good employer it reports itself to be. Would a good employer announce 5 days before this lockout that it would represent any employee wishing to cross the picket line and pay any union-imposed fines? And this was in hopes of getting people to cross this picket line and accept an offer that was rejected by 84% in a final offer vote conducted by the Labor Board. Unfortunately, some of our brothers and sisters did succumb, And this is enabled IKEA Richmond to maintain operations here for the duration of this dispute. I say this is coercion. Would a good employer use backwards bargaining techniques by reducing their terrible offer that was rejected and offer further reductions through timed intervals? I think that's pure intimidation to try and force these people back to work. Would a good employer use outside security and surveillance of its own employees who were once valued and well respected? And this is something that looks like it rivals a military compound in Afghanistan? Would a good employer discipline and fire its employees for alleged picketing infractions when this is something that they're doing and it's their legal right under the Labor Relations Code in BC? This is fear. Coercion, intimidation, fear do not equal fair and representing the rights of these workers. Would a good employer say that their best offer, it's their best offer because it will keep it in line with the rest of Canada? How about bringing the other stores in line with IKEA Richmond? If I were a worker in the rest of Canada, I'd be running to sign a union card. Because you know something? That's precisely what IKEA does not want. They do not want anybody else signing union cards. This is the same good employer who sends its managers to the picket line to calls employees at home and offers them cards from Labour Watch, a notorious union-busting anti-union organization. IKEA needs to start respecting its workers, listen to the majority of its workers, so that these people can go back to work. They need to respect the union membership and stop employing their union-busting tactics. We are a group of dedicated workers who want to serve the customers. We want to keep basically the same contract. We want to keep the same collective agreement. And we are going to hold this store under siege until IKEA starts to bargain in good faith. We are going to continue to ask our brothers and sisters to support us while we try to secure that fair collective agreement. We are going to continue to inform the general public not to shop at IKEA, any IKEA in Canada or online until this is resolved. We are going to have a national boycott of IKEA, and I am proud to read the following from the recently elected Canadian Labour Congress President, Hussein Youssef. Dear Teamsters Local 213 members employed by IKEA in Richmond, I'm writing to you today to express my outrage at the tactics of your employer during this dispute and to send you a message of solidarity to you and your families. As you near the 1-year mark of this dispute, please know that more than 3 million members of the Canadian Labour Congress stand with you in this fight. Just a couple of days ago at our convention, delegates from Teamsters representing your 350 members described your year-long strike in Richmond, BC against IKEA. They told us you were fighting against two-tier wages and the use of replacement workers. The delegates to the CLC convention heard your call loud and clear for solidarity, support, and a boycott of IKEA across the country. The fight you are fighting is an important one. It is about justice and fairness for hardworking people, and it's about jobs with dignity and respect. Good jobs build strong communities, and every day you spend walking the picket line is another day you've spent protecting the good jobs that exist in your community and protecting the integrity of work in our country. Thank you for all that you're doing. Stay strong, keep fighting, and know that together we can win this fight. In solidarity, Hussein Youssef, President, Canadian Labour Congress. Thank you. IKEA, we are not done. We are not going away. We're going to continue to stand strong and look to fight to support a good collective agreement. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just 1 second here. Too many pieces of paper. I think it is fitting at this time that we start to hand out the balloons. But just before we leave and as we start to move out, Derek Drake, if you could come lead us in Solidarity Forever, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Verse this song, then we're going to sing the chorus. This I changed some words around a bit, and a lot of you probably heard it. So let's really belt it out. Okay, for those who know the words. IKEA's contract offer is a slap across the face. They send us nasty letters and won't negotiate. We will fight them in the trenches till we sing our victory song. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. One more verse. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. So we're just getting the balloons handed out, and then we will head over to the other side.
Okay, here we got another shot. So they're just handing out the balloons right now to everybody to make sure everybody has one balloon. And then we are going to actually be walking across to Sweden Way and eventually to Bridgeport. So I just want to get a good panning shot here. And we'll go back a bit.
Nice job, Victor. Nice job.
Hey.
See you later. I gotta go to work.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Vic.
Hey.
TV cameras, your boss will be, hey, that guy's on global TV.
I was reading somewhere they said that, what is it? Is it the TKP or something? That's I ran out of candles a long time ago. No, I answered because of you guys see me at home. Oh, it feels so good. Hey, Victor.
Hey, Susan. We're at the corner of Sweden and Bridgeport, so they're approaching the corner now. The march, it's actually quite a size because it actually extends all the way back. Okay, so we're on Bridgeport now. March is just coming up now. You see the length of the march. Just gonna do a panning shot across. Okay, we're on Bridgeport right now. Do a pan back. You'll see how long that line really is. It's going to go all the way back. More and more people are coming. To Bridgeport. Wow. Okay, we're here in Bridgeport. Just showing the support that we're getting. Just how many people showed up for the rally. Incredible turnout. Just have a ton of people over there. Just kind of panning back and forth.
Yeah.
You would think so. That's how they sort of come. Pretty nice.
Okay, so we're just at the culmination, at the very end of the rally, so I'm just going to do a panning shot. We're back on Jacobs. So I just want to do a panning shot to all the unions that came out. Really appreciate the support. And we still have a whole section around on swing just making their way back down, so I'm just going to do my final panning shot. And it'll be the end of another successful rally. One more panning shot.